See on your screens, Prime Minister Modi and the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, after they delivered their speech in a joint conference, and also several MOUs were signed between the two governments. There was a very warm speech that Israeli Prime Minister extended towards Prime Minister Modi and the nation. He mentioned certain private moments that he shared with his wife, and he mentioned how it was an Indian restaurant where they had their second date and the food was fabulous, he said. And there were certain moments of warmth and also of mirth as the two leaders gave their address. Joining us right now is India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay. Pranay, it was very interesting to see the Prime Minister of Israel speaking in a very impromptu way, where he mentioned how India has woven into his life from the beginning. He mentioned his wife, but apart from that, there was a very clear message that was sent out to the Prime Minister of India and to the nation as well.
Absolutely, Anjali, and we have seen that this relationship between India and Israel is not special, but also the bonding between these two leaders are also very special. And in fact, if you see that how Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, along with his wife, received Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the kind of informal conversation between them, where Prime Minister Netanyahu pointed it out, the pocket square of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and how it resembled the same color his wife Sarah was also wearing on that day, and how Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing the Knesset, mentioned the fact that he was born on the same date when India recognized Israel as a state on 17th of September 1951. And today Prime Minister Netanyahu mentioned the fact that he has a personal bond and a personal story about India, because he dated his wife Sarah in one of the Indian restaurants, and he fondly remembers that date as well as their bond with India. And this clearly shows the personal chemistry, the personal bonding between these two leaders. But besides that, the very fact that India and Israel have decided to elevate their strategic partnership to special strategic partnership, which will open the new doors of opportunity for forging a stronger alliance between these two countries, and how the technological benefits from Israel can freely flow to India, how Israel has agreed to transfer sensitive technology, how India and Israel have launched a critical and emerging technology initiative with which many cutting-edge technologies and critical minerals and ensuring the cyber security, artificial intelligence, quantum computing techniques can come to India, and how India can give the skill and scale to the Israeli technology, how Indian professionals can move more freely, how the people-to-people contact can be strengthened. So these are the all important areas where India and Israel have agreed around 27 outcomes, 16 MOUs and 11 announcements. So this is definitely a comprehensive visit. In fact, packed in just like 26 hours. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be leaving Jerusalem in a while. So his visit was short but very power-packed in terms of the outcome, in terms of the achievement, and how India and Israel would want to bring a partnership which can bring greater good not only to these two countries but also for the region.
Right, absolutely. Pranay, do stay on with us as we quickly once again listen to what Prime Minister Modi said today in Israel.
9 वर्ष पहले मुझे इजरायल की यात्रा करने वाले पहले भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री बनने का सौभाग्य मिला था। एक बार फिर इजरायल की ऐतिहासिक भूमि पर कदम रखना मेरे लिए गर्व और भावुकता का क्षण है। कल मुझे इजरायल के पार्लियामेंट को संबोधित करने का अवसर मिला। वहां मुझे स्पीकर ऑफ द क्नेसेट मेडल से भी सम्मानित किया गया। मैं इस सम्मान के लिए क्नेसेट स्पीकर महोदय, मेरे मित्र प्रधानमंत्री नेतन्याहू और इजरायल के लोगों का हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, और इसे 140 करोड़ भारतवासी और भारत इजराइल मित्रता को मैं समर्पित करता हूं। हमारे संबंध गहरे विश्वास, साझा लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों और मानवीय संवेदनाओं की मजबूत आधारशिला पर आधारित है, उस पर स्थापित है। हमारे रिश्ते समय की हर कसौटी पर खरे उतरे हैं। आज हमने अपनी टाइम टेस्टेड साझेदारी को स्पेशल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा देने का ऐतिहासिक निर्णय लिया है। यह निर्णय दोनों देशों के लोगों की आकांक्षाओं का प्रतिबिंब है। फ्रेंड्स, आज की बैठक में हमने अपने सहयोग को नई दिशा और तेज गति देने पर चर्चा की। हमारा आर्थिक सहयोग ग्रोथ, इनोवेशन और शेयर प्रॉस्पेरिटी का इंजन बना हुआ है। आपसी निवेश को बढ़ावा देने के लिए हमने पिछले वर्ष बायलैटरल इन्वेस्टमेंट एग्रीमेंट किया। हम शीघ्र ही एक म्यूचुअली बेनिफिशियल फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट को भी अंतिम रूप देंगे।
And joining us now is Shivani Sharma as well as Pranay Upadhyay, also from India Today Global, continues to be with us. Shivani, there are many MOUs that have been signed, but what for you has been the most important thing here? We do know that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also mentioned that there will be G2G talks later as well. So everything doesn't end here. There is more to come.
This is an elevation of the strategic partnership to the special strategic partnership, which is the very important factor by both the leaders addressed. And what Prime Minister Netanyahu also complimented Narendra Modi, the PM, that his government is very efficient. You know why? Because the ambassador of India to Israel, JP Singh, he was there in most of the MOUs that were being exchanged, 16 MOUs, and that's why the efficiency counts. That's what the compliment also came in. When it comes to the defense partnership and security, a very important mention out here has been on the joint development, co-development, and also the technology transfers. And this is not a one-day deal, Anjali. This happens to be a long process. That is an ongoing process. And in this sphere, many more technologies can be added, many more equipment for defense can be added. And as we were mentioning, the quantum technology, the AI, the communication, that all pertains to the intelligence, to the counter-drone technologies. So this is the enhancement that will now take place from these elevated ties between both the countries. And these 16 MOUs also make a mention of agricultural centers, raising them to 100. That's what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, Anjali, that these numbers will be raised to 100. Not only this, the critical technologies will be shared between both the nations, and much more will be happening when it comes to the defense ties, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his address said that Israel happens to be a trusted defense partner, and both the countries intend to take this partnership to a next level. So there is much going to be much that will be happening now when it comes to defense and security, and especially after this 2-day-long visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, many more technologies we can see that will be made in India that can be now transferred to India, and then the equipment, the weapon system can be made in India as India wants.
Right, Shivani and Pranay, do stay on with us. And as you were just mentioning, it was a short, comprehensive trip, but an extremely productive trip, and that was acknowledged by the Prime Minister of Israel as well. Let's listen into what he said and what all were the things that he mentioned.
This is an amazing visit, an amazing conclusion to an amazing visit. It was short, but extraordinarily productive and also extraordinarily moving. I think there wasn't a dry eye left in Israel after your moving statement yesterday in the Knesset. And I can tell you that since then we've had also the opportunity to not look all deep into our hearts, but also into our remarkable minds that we have in our two countries. We saw an exhibit of innovation that excites imagination beyond belief. We spoke about cooperation with the extraordinarily talented people of India and our people, and we're working this into concrete plans. I'll just give you two examples. You know, you talk about precision agriculture. You know what that means. It means you don't average irrigate a field. You target a specific part. No, you target a specific plant. You water a plant. Well, why can't you water a specific student's mind? When we talk about precision education, we have now the software and the AI to reach every young student, boy or girl, and enable them to reach their full potential. And the limitations that were constraining us in previous times no longer constrain us. That is, to those who seize the future. The future belongs to those who innovate, and Israel and India are bent on innovation.